Now on CoastTV News.
Horse farm fight.
They do not meet the minimum district requirements.
That is the view from an organization opposing a rezoning request. What Sussex County Council could consider today for the Belle Meade development.
Lewis Lens Live, the speed camera on Route 1, is set to go live today. Delta says this enforcement tool is needed.
Good Tuesday morning, Delmarva. It's a chilly start, beginning in the low to mid 40s. 70s make a cameo appearance today, but I'm tracking a cold front that'll bring a round of showers tonight.
Dunkin' decision. What's up for review in Milton as the coffee chain attempts to bring brews to Broadkill Road.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Tuesday, October 21st, 2025. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us for our 5 o'clock hour.
And if you're about to head out, at least for these early hours, you might need more than a windbreaker out there.
Yeah, Chris was saying 40 degrees in some areas, but then he said 70s later. I cannot keep up with this weather.
We're just in this, you start cold, you end up warm.
You're better off wearing a jacket with a short sleeve underneath. You can take off your jackets by the afternoon for the 70 degrees.
You asked me this last week. How about the Bill Belichick look?
You know what? I think this is good weather for the Bill Belichick
I think it is too.
You're not sure if you should wear a sweatshirt or short sleeves. Bill Belichick, he's got it down. Yeah. Chris, I think people should be wearing the Bill Belichick sweatshirt with this weather.
The old ripped sweatshirt, maybe a little ripped Flyers hoodie or something this morning. But yes, look at these. Look at the 24-hour temperature change across the area. We're about 16 degrees cooler in Georgetown than where we were at this time yesterday. 18 degrees cooler in Ocean City. We are clear, we are dry, but we are quite chilly this morning. We're at 54 in Ocean City. So we're milder at the coast in the 50s, but with clear skies and calm winds, we're getting that radiational cooling. We're down to 39 in Harrington, 43 Seaford, 40 Delmar, 42 in Georgetown. So see, the winds are relatively calm throughout Delmarva. We're not dealing with any gusty winds like we had yesterday morning, but the winds are going to be picking up throughout the day today. High pressure just to our southwest. And here's the cold front. Not a whole lot of moisture with this front, but as it advances eastward, it will spread some showers into the area, but that doesn't arrive until tonight into the overnight hours. 41 this morning, so it is a chilly start to our day. Plenty of sunshine through the morning and afternoon. It's going to be a gorgeous day. We get up to around 63 by around 11 a.m. Highs today topping out in the low 70s, so it's going to be an absolutely beautiful day. But as I mentioned, we're tracking that cold front that will bring a round of showers tonight, and then we settle into a nice dry fall-like weather pattern to round out the week and into the weekend. We'll talk more about the rain chances coming in tonight in that full forecast. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this hour, we could see the Sussex County Council take action later today on the rezoning of a horse property on Route 24. This is a request made by Belle Meade Farm, LLC. It was last month the council deferred a vote on a rezoning after a lengthy public hearing. Belle Meade wants to turn this land into apartments and businesses, and right now the entire piece of land is agricultural residential. That must change to commercial C4 district before any further approvals happen. There's organized opposition to this development. The spokesperson for the Route 24 Alliance wants council to deny the request.
Belle Meade is requesting a change of zone to C4, and they do not meet the minimum district requirements, 2 of them, for a C4, and therefore the county council must deny them.
The recent delay in the decision, that was part to allow council members to submit questions to DelDOT and DNREC about the impact Belle Meade would have.
New this morning, the other big project that we have covered for you is the attempt to bring a Costco and other big stores to the Lewis area. Atlantic Fields has a public hearing today at that council meeting. Developers want to build a nearly 700,000 square foot shopping center at the corner of Route 24 and Mulberry Knoll Road. Atlantic Fields would be 73 acres in total. We have the point of this public hearing because the county's Planning and Zoning Commission, by a 4-1 vote last week, recommended its approval. After today's public hearing, Atlantic Fields will require approval by County Council.
You are now looking at the plans for our Dunkin' Donuts in Milton. This is at 403 Broadkill Road, and this is the area of the Cedar Creek Business Park. It's an area getting a review tonight in the town.
The town's Planning and Zoning Commission is taking a look at the final site plans. It was last month that the Milton Board of Adjustment reviewed variances for the distance between the restaurant service window and a public right-of-way. Milton's attempt to bring the coffee chain to town began over a year ago. In April, Milton's Planning and Zoning Commission gave the project preliminary approval.
And the Dunkin' was not the only restaurant getting a preliminary approval at that meeting, as this part of Milton could look very different in the near future. Dairy Queen also moved forward with plans to build nearby on Broadkill Row. Last year, McDonald's held its grand opening on a site in the Milton Cedar Creek Business Park, and in this same area, Arroyo Farms is on track for construction. Tonight in Ocean City, this document here, it's the town's comprehensive plan. It's going up for a public hearing. Ocean City is projecting minimal population growth for the peak summer season with a 1.5% increase by 2030 and that same figure in 2035. To increase the town's economy, one recommendation is to expand off-season special activities. The comprehensive plan calls for the promotion of year-long residency with zoning strategies as a way to accomplish that. Tonight's hearing is scheduled for 6 at Ocean City Hall.
In Dagsboro, Monday night, the town council unanimously voted to extend the town's development moratorium for a maximum of 180 days. The moratorium was put in place in April and prohibits the construction of any new building within town. During this period, the town has looked at updating old regulations for impact and building permit fees. Officials tell CoastTV that developments already approved are not affected by the moratorium. New overnight firefighters battled a large fire at a strip mall in Worcester, Massachusetts. Aerials over the scene show heavy smoke and flames pouring from the roof of a building on Main Street. Officials say that fire broke out around 8 p.m. in a building that houses 4 businesses. Firefighters were ordered out of the building due to a partial floor collapse. Crews remained on the scene for several hours. So far, no injuries have been reported.
And we are now looking live at Washington, D.C. That is the White House there, even though there is not a lot of lights on. It was yesterday in that building that President Trump met with Australia's Prime Minister and signed a deal on rare earth minerals. This may impact trade talks between the White House and Beijing.
As NBC's Alice Barr shows us, the new pact comes with troubling signs for the ceasefire in Gaza broken by the White House.
A busy day in a White House under construction as crews begin demolishing part of the historic East Wing facade to clear the way for the massive ballroom addition President Trump has long touted to host more guests.
This was the ballroom, and this room holds 88 people, and the new one will hold 999 people.
The White House says the president and private donors will cover the estimated $250 million cost, but the renovations reverse an earlier Trump pledge not to touch the original building, and many Democratic lawmakers are slamming the move. While inside the White House, President Trump and the Australian Prime Minister signed a new deal Monday to invest in rare earth minerals, critical to producing advanced electronics and defense technologies.
In about a year from now, we'll have so much critical mineral and rare earths that you won't know what to do with them.
The move seen as a bid to counter China, which has a near monopoly on extracting and processing rare earths and has moved to curb exports amid high-stakes U.S.-China trade talks. At the same time, Vice President J.D. Vance arriving in Israel today, joining efforts to hold the fragile Gaza ceasefire together after violent flare-ups. President Trump upping the pressure on Hamas to stick to the terms and disarm.
They're going to behave, they're going to be nice, and if they're not, we're going to go and we're going to eradicate them.
The president again underscoring that would not include U.S. troops on the ground. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Delmarva says a camera along southbound Route 1 near Lewis just before the Nassau Bridge is scheduled to turn on today. The camera will catch speeders going into the construction zone at Minos-Conway Road. Anyone going at least 11 miles over the speed limit will be caught by that camera. There is a base fine of $20 plus an extra $1 for every mile over.
Ocean City is not allowing golf carts on Coastal Highway. Now, last month, we introduced you to Andy Sanderson. He has a golf cart which he uses to get around his neighborhood, but he wanted to go a step further and cruise down Coastal Highway with it, specifically in the bus lane. But the city manager said that plan is not going forward, saying low-speed vehicles are not recommended on roads with a speed limit of more than 30 miles per hour.
And we're just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, Shellville holiday kickoff. What is in store this year as tickets go live later today?
Also, water sweeps houses. The frightening situation in Alaska that nearly saw a man washed away by floodwaters.
Special makeover in Millsboro. In this week's Ties That Bind Us, we show you the upkeep efforts by local companies at the Veterans Memorial Cemetery. And First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono, there he is. He's in the Weather Center, and we check in with him next.
Good Tuesday morning, Delmarva. Hope your morning is off to a fantastic start. It's quite a cold start across parts of the area, especially away from the beaches. We're at 41 in Salisbury. Winds are relatively calm, but we're down to 39 Delmar, 39 in Harrington, 41 in Redden, 40 Long Neck, but we're a bit milder at the coast, 50 in Rehoboth Beach and 51 in Lewis. Winds are calm, skies are clear, and we have had a warm week. We had a warm weekend. We were up to 69 yesterday, so we're having one more day of the 70s thanks to high pressure southwest flow returning today, but we're tracking this cold front that's going to usher in some cooler air as we push into the middle part of the week. So we have the green light heading for your run this morning through the afternoon with wall-to-wall sunshine and temperatures getting into the low 70s. We'll talk more about some rain moving in tonight in my full forecast.
When the community comes together, even a simple trim can make a powerful tribute. On September 17th, thousands of volunteers from across the country gathered at veteran cemeteries and memorial sites to pay tribute to those who served. And in this week's Ties That Bind Us, Coast TV's Kevin Zapay shows us how the Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery in Millsboro got a very special makeover by local tree companies.
Volunteers working hard at the Delaware Veterans Memorial Cemetery to honor those who served. It's something Toby Schlick, owner of Complete Tree Care, says he and his team have proudly volunteered for over the last 5 years.
The guys all look forward to it, giving back to the community for our veterans. I am a veteran, and it makes it a special place for me to be here today and see all the progress that everybody's doing.
According to Schlick, 3 tree companies came together today to help remove dead branches, beautify the landscape, and run everything through the chipper. Robert Logan with Cypress Tree Care has been part of saluting branches for years and says the effort stretches far and beyond Millsboro.
We have over 100 locations throughout the United States, in Puerto Rico and Mexico. Tree companies in certain areas every year and donate our time. Each year we try to raise more and more money. This year we're trying to raise $5 million for the veterans.
While crews worked outside, others were supporting behind the scenes. Lisa Lasher, co-owner of Lasher's Barbecue, makes sure the volunteers are fed each year, free of charge.
As an appreciation to them, Lasher's Barbecue provides a nice hot lunch for everybody who comes out.
From tree work to hot meals, it's all about honoring the veterans who fought for our country, and the volunteers say they'll be back again next year.
If you would like to support Saluting Branches and help honor our veterans, you could do so by going to salutingbranches.org to make a donation. I'm Kevin Zapay in Millsboro, Coast TV News.
Time is 5:17, and here's a live look at the bright lights of Salisbury University. And First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono is back with us with more of the same. Chris, I'm good with that.
Yeah, you know what? It's going to be, the sunshine's going to continue this week, but we're just going to kind of have little fluctuations in temperature over the next few days, all thanks to a series of cold fronts that are going to be pushing through the area. You can see 24-hour temperature change. We're about 16 degrees cooler than where we were at this time yesterday in Georgetown, 18 degrees cooler in Ocean City. So we have clear skies, calm winds. That's allowing for temperatures to fall quite rapidly at this hour. 39 Long Neck, we're at 39 in Harrington, 42 in Georgetown, and we're at 49 in Rehoboth. Winds are calm. We do have small craft advisories up for the Delaware coast. Those run through 7 a.m. Wednesday. Most of these advisories are continuing through Wednesday morning. Small craft advisory for the southern portion of the peninsula, and then through the bay side, those run through 6 a.m. on Wednesday as well, with winds up towards 25 miles an hour. Not a whole lot going on across the East Coast. We have high pressure to our southwest. Southwest winds return today. Here's our cold front back off to the west. Not a whole lot of moisture associated with this front. But it's going to continue advancing eastward throughout the day today. Not really going to impact us until tonight. We're at 40 right now in Salisbury. Sunshine through the morning. We're at 52 by around 9. And we're going to warm up pretty nicely this afternoon. Lower 70s. It'll be a bit breezy with the winds coming out of the southwest, so mostly clear skies. It's not until after about 10 o'clock tonight we see the showers roll in, maybe some moderate pockets of rain, and you see that continuing into about 1:30, pushing across Lewis, Dewey Beach, and Bethany. But it's a quick hitting system because by daybreak Wednesday, wake up, we're going to see sunny skies, cooler temperatures though for tomorrow. We're only looking at highs in the mid 60s. So there's the winds out of the southwest today, gusting 25, Georgetown 32, Fenwick Island. Then as the front pushes through, we see more west winds as we go into Wednesday, but it stays breezy. It's going to be a rather breezy week, as we've been mentioning, over the next 3 days at least. I think the winds will relax late week, but you see temperatures falling, average high 68. Seasonable Wednesday, and then we're below average as we go into late week with highs in the low 60s. High pressure builds in, and we're going to stay pretty dry, I think, right through the weekend. Maybe a few increasing clouds late Saturday through Sunday. There is a system we're keeping an eye on early next week. Models keeping it to the south right now, so we're going with a drier forecast. But as we go into next week, I do think we're going to turn unsettled at least middle part of next week. Models are kind of all over the place with next week, but we'll continue to watch it. I know Halloween's next Friday. We'll keep a close eye on that forecast. 73, mostly sunny skies. 51. Scattered showers, breezy. We're at 67 for Wednesday and looking nice and dry and very fall-like to round out the week. Lower 60s, and we're going to be hovering right around 60 into the weekend. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. An Alaska man has shared frightening video from inside his home. Stephen Naver says he's thankful to be alive after flood water from Typhoon Halong filled his home last week. Water lifted the home off its foundation and it drifted about a mile. Naver's brother says a board sticking out of the ground stopped it just 5 feet away from a river. Had the home gone into the river, his chances of survival would have been diminished. The family has set up a GoFundMe to help rebuild the house.
It's become an annual tradition at Starbucks. The coffee chain officially announced the date for its Red Cup Day. It will be Thursday, November 13th. Customers can receive a reusable red holiday cup when they buy a holiday beverage at participating stores. The announcement of Red Cup Day comes just 2 weeks after Starbucks unveiled its holiday menu, and it will include some popular items like eggnog lattes.
More material from Harper Lee is coming out. Lee is best known for her classic novel, To Kill a Mockingbird, which was later turned into a film starring Gregory Peck for a long time. The literary world thought that was Lee's only major offering, but shortly before Lee's 2016 death, Go Set a Watchman was published. Lee's biographer says some of the stories contain elements of the ideas she wrote about in her first famous work.
Coming up, winter celebration access, what you need to know as the big holiday event in Rehoboth Beach is about to have its tickets go live. Coast TV News Today is back after this. Delaware's Special Committee on Property Tax Reassessments is not meeting today as originally planned. The session was scheduled for this morning. Cancellation is due to ongoing litigation regarding House Bill 242. That's the law that sets Newcastle County schools recalculating certain tax rates. The committee's next hearing is tentatively scheduled for November 4th at 9:30 a.m. in Legislative Hall.
We have yet to reach Halloween, but today we are thinking about Christmas. Tonight, tickets for Shelville's Enchanted Winter Celebration go live, and some of this year's events include Breakfast with Santa Claus on December 21st. There are just 150 tickets for that event. Also going live are the private dining reservations, including the Cove, the Lodge, and the new 1,225 Club. Tickets go live at 6 o'clock.
Well, after our cold start this morning, we're in for a pleasant afternoon with mostly sunny skies. We're at 53 right now in Ocean City. Winds are calm, and temperatures are going to be rising pretty nicely through the morning. We do have small craft advisories up for the Delaware coast, Maryland, and Virginia coast. This runs through 7 a.m. on Wednesday, and then along the bay side through Cambridge, Deal Island, Crisfield. This runs through 6 a.m. So plenty of sunshine through the morning and afternoon. Ocean City, Fenwick Island, we're up to 65 by around your lunchtime, 66 in Fenwick Island. A beautiful day in Lewis. upper 60s to near 70, and as well as Rehoboth Beach as we make our way along the bay. Cambridge, a beautiful afternoon there, breezy conditions as well, and Chrisfield. Speaking of Cambridge, we have our umbrella winner, Christy Bowie of Cambridge, Maryland. You're the winner of our Coast TV weather umbrella, and you get your forecast anytime by dialing the First Alert weather phone. Your full forecast in the next half hour. Elisa.
Thank you, Chris. And after the break on Coast TV News today, Stores Showdown, we look at the next step in the battle to bring a Costco and other large retail businesses to the Lewis area.
Also, Milton Duncan development, what needs to occur for the coffee chain to continue its plans to build on Broadkill Road.
And building pause, how long is the extension for a moratorium in Dagsboro, and what services could benefit from new impact fees? Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Now on Coast TV News.
Shopping center hearing, we look at what is scheduled today on an initiative of building a Costco, Target, and other large stores on this land near Lewis.
Tram era ends.
We understand, this is disappointing.
How Ocean City is attempting to move forward now that its boardwalk tram will not return.
Good Tuesday morning, Delmarva. It's a chilly start, beginning in the low to mid 40s. 70s make a cameo appearance today, but I'm tracking a cold front that'll bring a round of showers tonight.
Dagsboro moratorium extended, what it means for future development in the town.
This is Coast TV News Today.
October 21st, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
5:30 a.m. Got to get this one out there. Last night, the Blue Jays won the American League pennant. Lewis's own Mason Fluharty was part of that team. We'll see if he gets to appear in the World Series.
Wishing him the best of luck. I think I'm going to root for the Blue Jays. Think so. What about you?
I gotta go. Local boy makes good. So.
Meanwhile, I'm really rooting for Cleveland. We know how that went.
Yeah.
Which Chris feels the pain. Chris feels the pain. Sorry, Chris.
I do. I certainly won't be rooting for the Dodgers, that's for sure. It is a cold start this morning on Delmarva. A pleasant good morning. Temperatures are quite cold. You look at this temperature change over the last 24 hours. We're 18 degrees cooler in Ocean City, 16 degrees cooler in both Salisbury and in Georgetown. We're clear, we're dry, but we are cold. Those winds are calm. That's allowing for some radiational cooling to take place across the area. We're down to 39 in Longneck, 39 in Harrington, 40 Delmar, 43 in Milford, 53 in Indian River Inlet. So winds are calm for now, but they will pick up out of the southwest throughout the afternoon. We have high pressure just to our south. That's going to continue to slide eastward, and then this cold front back off to Chicago, Cincinnati. This is advancing eastward, and that will arrive tonight, and that will bring a chance of showers. 42 to start, a chilly start at the bus stop. Mostly sunny skies through the afternoon. We're up to 73. It's going to be a really nice day. Clouds on the increase this evening. Ahead of that front, we'll track the showers tonight and some even cooler temperatures for some highs later on in the week. We'll talk about that in the full 7-day forecast. Lisa.
Thank you, Chris. Our top story this half hour. Today, the Sussex County Council will have its first public hearing for a plan to build a Costco, Target, and more on Route 24 and Mulberry Knoll Road. This is after the Planning and Zoning voted 4-1 to recommend approval of Atlantic Fields with 17 conditions. Atlantic Fields would be 73 acres in total.
I think something half the size of the Christiana Mall going in on this little tiny secondary road, country road, is just irresponsible development. There's could be much better uses for community space.
And the County Council's public hearing is this afternoon at 1:30.
Yeah, also at that meeting, we could see the County Council take action on the rezoning of a horse property on Route 24. It's a request made by Bellmead Farm, LLC. Now, it was last month the County Council deferred a vote on rezoning after a lengthy public hearing. Bellmead wants to turn the land into apartments and businesses, and right now the entire piece of land is agricultural residential. That has to change to a commercial C4 zone before any further approvals happen.
DelDOT says a camera along Route 1 South near Lewis is scheduled to turn on today. The camera will catch speeders going into the construction zone at Minos-Conaway Road. Anyone going at least 11 miles over the speed limit will get caught by that camera. There is a base fine of $20 plus an extra $1 for every mile over.
You're looking now at a potential location of a Dunkin' Donuts in Milton. This is at 403 Broadkill Road. It's the area of the Cedar Creek Business Park, and it's an area that's getting a review tonight.
And the town's Planning and Zoning Commission is taking a look at the final site plan. It was last month that the Milton Board of Adjustment reviewed variances for the distances between the restaurant's service window and a public right-of-way. Milton's attempt to bring the coffee chain to the town began over a year ago. In April, Milton's Planning and Zoning Commission gave the project preliminary approval.
Yeah, Dunkin' was not the only restaurant getting a preliminary approval at that meeting earlier this year. As this part of Milton, it could look very different in the near future. We have the Dairy Queen also moving forward with plans to build nearby on Broadkill Road. Last year, McDonald's held its grand opening on a site in the Milton Cedar Creek Business Park. And in this same area, Royal Farms is on track for construction. Dagsboro Town Council unanimously voted to extend its development moratorium for a maximum of 180 days. This moratorium was put in place in April of this year. Prohibits the construction of any new building within the town.
During this period, the town has looked at updating old regulations for impact and building permit fees. CoastTV photojournalist Matt Hipsman takes us to Dagsboro.
Everyone believes that it's in our best interest and the town's best interest to get all our ducks in a row before we actually lift the moratorium and start having development occur in the town, and the growth that needs to be orderly and logical. Tonight, the council was amenable to the idea of extending it for up to 180 days.
Reviewing the town charter, a lot of it is arcane and it's a lot to unwind. It just doesn't sound like they've had enough time to do it yet. It makes sense to me. And it doesn't sound like they're trying to milk it either. If they're able to accomplish what they need in less time, then there's nothing stopping them from voting to lift it.
If we're able to achieve the items that we need to change before then we'll lift the moratorium in advance of that timeline.
All developments that were already approved are not impacted by the moratorium.
Drivers in Rehoboth Beach should expect some changes along Route 1 as work continues on a major intersection. According to DelDOT, beginning today, traffic on Route 1, both north and south, will shift at Holland Glade Road. The bike and bus lane will also be temporarily closed during this phase. DelDOT says the lane shift will last about 28 days.
Tonight in Ocean City, the town's comprehensive plan is going up for a public hearing. Ocean City is projecting minimal population growth for the peak summer season, with a 1.5% increase by 2030 and then that same figure by 2035. To increase the town's economy, one recommendation is to expand off-season special activities. The comprehensive plan calls for the promotion of year-long residency with zoning strategies as a way to accomplish that. Tonight's hearing is scheduled for 6 at Ocean City Hall.
It's the end of an era in Ocean City. The town's iconic tram service will not be returning to operation. It had been suspended since a tram car hit a 2-year-old and killed a boy on the boardwalk in August of last year. The town says multiple operational and safety factors were taken into account. The tram had been in operation since 1964. It served as a way to help families, seniors, and visitors travel the boardwalk.
We understand, this is disappointing, but we're going to try to replace this or do something kind of new and exciting. We're looking at brainstorming a number of options right now.
Some business owners say they'll miss the traffic the tram delivered, but others say they feel this is a short-term safety reset. The town says it's brainstorming alternatives to move people along the boardwalk. The demolition in the east wing of the White House has begun. The White House started its project to build President Donald Trump's ballroom on Monday, with equipment tearing out the walls and windows of part of the east wing. Once refurbished, the new east wing will feature the 90,000 square foot ballroom and will be able to fit 999 people, up for its current capacity of 200.
And we're now looking live at Washington, D.C. We're 3 weeks into the federal government shutdown and no end is in sight. Lawmakers can't agree on whether a stopgap spending plan should keep healthcare costs from rising. In fact, they can't even agree on whether to negotiate.
Amy Kiley shows us now the shutdown is reaching an infamous historic milestone.
We need to end the shutdown.
At 21 days, the government shutdown is now tied for the second longest in U.S. history. Democrats say they want a funding bill that addresses Medicaid cuts and expiring Obamacare subsidies.
Tens of millions of Americans are about to experience dramatically increased premiums, copays, and deductibles.
Republicans say they won't discuss that until Democrats pass their funding bill with no changes.
What exactly is there to negotiate?
The shutdown ties 130 years ago when congressional Republicans gave up about half the Medicare cuts they wanted in return for a balanced budget.
Newt Gingrich shut down the government in 1995 because he wanted Clinton to cut Medicare. Clinton wouldn't do it.
We didn't let the fighting stop the negotiating. We also didn't let the negotiating stop the fighting.
The longest shutdown ever remains the one during President Donald Trump's first term. It holds the record of 35 days after Democrats refused to pay for a border wall.
Whatever it takes. I mean, we're going to have a wall.
He didn't get it. And when air traffic controllers started not showing up to work, the Republicans buckled on that.
Unions say this shutdown is hard on air traffic controllers, too. Pre-existing staff shortages have many working overtime, now without pay.
You're allowing outside stress to work its way into the control room.
I'm Mimi Kiley reporting.
The Mega Millions jackpot has grown yet again after no ticket matched all 6 numbers in Friday's drawing. The jackpot has now reached just a small $650 million. That's the 10th largest amount in the game's history. The last time there was a top 10 jackpot was December 2024. That next drawing is today.
Yeah, this is usually a time when it gets that high that I go out and get my tickets.
Smart choice, smart choice.
Well, we have a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Protecting the Coast, we'll tell you about a workshop in Georgetown on that topic, courtesy of the Delaware Center for the Inland Bays.
Also, the Flyers have had an up and down start to the season. How the second period decided Monday night's game against the Kraken.
In keeping Milton safe, the town's police department is inviting locals to drop off expired or unused medications during a special take-back event. Stay with us on CoastTV News today.
Hope your Tuesday morning is off to a fantastic start. It's a cold start, so you want to dress warm if you're making your way out the door this morning. 46 degrees in Dover. We're going to see plenty of sunshine. That sunrise 7:16 this morning, and we're up to 53 by around 9. We're at 39 in Harrington, 43 in Seaford, 40 Long Neck. Slightly milder at the coast. Winds are relatively calm, but we will see some gusts upwards of 30 miles an hour this afternoon. Here's our cold front, still back off across Indiana and Ohio. That's going to be advancing eastward through the day today and impacting us tonight with some scattered showers. Then high pressure builds in and we settle into a nice dry weather pattern to end the week. Highs today in the lower 70s through Lewis, Rehoboth, and Dewey with those breezy southwest winds. We'll track the showers on Futurecast coming up in a few minutes. Matt.
Hey, Chris. In Milton, the town's police department is hosting a community drug take-back campaign on October 25th. It's between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. Community members are asked to safely discard expired, unused, and unwanted medication at the Milton Police Department. The DEA, which has partnered with the department, will collect vape pens and other e-cig devices, but ask those to remove the batteries. The police say this is free and anonymous service to help combat drug abuse and theft, and no questions will be asked.
If you're looking for a furry best friend, this week only the Brandywine Valley SPCA is offering pick your price adoptions during PetSmart's Charity National Adoption Week. Adopt an adult cat or dog and pay what you can now through Sunday, October 26th at BVSPCA locations and select PetSmart stores across Delaware.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Through 5 games, the Flyers went to overtime twice. Last night's game against the Kraken was exciting for a lot of reasons. New faces, strong performances. The only unexciting part was the winning team had a safe lead for much of the game. Let's look at some key moments. Seattle tried to steal the show early. 2024 first-round pick Berkeley Catton made his NHL debut with his parents in attendance, and he made an instant impact. Berkeley notched his first career point with an assist to give the Kraken a 1-0 lead, but then the Flyers went on a tear, scoring 5 of the remaining 6 goals. Philadelphia cruised to a 5-2 lead by the end of the second period, and that score held up through 20 more scoreless minutes. The Flyers improved to 3-2-1 on the young season. Winger Owen Tippett led the way with 2 goals. Through 6 games, Tippett has scored 5 times, no assists yet. He's the only player in the NHL with 5 or more goals and 0 helpers. That is a pure scorer right there. As for the Kraken, they travel south to take on the Capitals tonight at 7. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day.
And here's what's on DSN tonight at 6:30. It's the Bayside Conference Girls Soccer Championship, and that's followed by the Boys Championship game. Then at 10:30, we have the final score. On the DSM Plus app, we have that girls soccer match, and along with these field hockey games at 4, Cesar Rodney at Polytech, and at 5, it's the Bayside Conference Championship.
We have plenty of casting news today, beginning with a certain traveler down the yellow brick road. David Daniel has details in our Hollywood Minute.
How can we cull all that energy into one?
Coleman Domingo is bringing his energy to the Wicked sequel. The movie's Instagram account revealed the two-time Oscar nominee will voice the Cowardly Lion in Wicked for Good. The second half of the Broadway musical adaptation arrives in theaters November 21st.
It's been just a really special time.
Michael Fassbender has played Steve Jobs, Magneto, and Macbeth. Now he's taking on another powerful role. The actor is set to play Joe Kennedy Sr., head of the iconic political family, in the Netflix drama series Kennedy. No word yet on further casting or a release date.
Any viewer would probably think that the storylines they're seeing were torn from the headlines.
Art is imitating life for Eric Dane. The veteran actor is set to guest star on TV's Brilliant Minds as a firefighter with ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. Dane announced this year he'd been diagnosed with ALS, a paralyzing neurodegenerative illness also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. He'll appear in the 9th episode of the NBC drama's current season. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
If you're having a rough week, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. You can sign up right now for free at coasttv.com/signup and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
Well, we're seeing some cold temperatures now, but it's going to be a rather mild afternoon, getting up into the lower 70s ahead of a cold front that will bring a round of showers tonight. And then we're looking at some dry, clear conditions through midweek. We'll talk about a nice autumn-like stretch of weather coming up.
The time is now 5:49, and we are taking a live look outside at Ocean City this morning. Chris, we've been talking about those cool temperatures. But then this afternoon, you're talking about the 70s. I cannot really keep up. Neither can my closet. I don't know if I can put away my summer clothes yet. It's a lot.
Yeah, this week you're going to need a sweater, you're going to need shorts, you're going to need a t-shirt. But yeah, we're seeing quite a temperature change over the last 24 hours, a good 15 to 20 degrees cooler than where we were at this time yesterday. We have clear skies, calm winds, perfect recipe for radiational cooling that we mentioned from time to time. 39 Harrington, we're at 39 Gumboro, slightly milder at the coast, upper 40s to lower 50s. And there's those winds, pretty calm, but those winds will pick up out of the southwest through the afternoon. We have small craft advisories up for the Delmarva coast through about 7 a.m. on Wednesday, a Bayside that runs through 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. So we're clear skies throughout much of the mid-Atlantic. High pressure to our south. This high is going to slide to our east and then reintroduce that southwest wind flow ahead of this cold front. Doesn't look all that impressive at this hour, but we will see a few showers roll in tonight into the early morning hours of Wednesday. We're at 53 right now in Ocean City. Sunshine, sunrise just after 7:15, and we will see plenty of it throughout the morning and into the afternoon. 70 in Lewis this afternoon, 73 in Milford. So highs today generally between about 68 to about 74 on Delmarva, 73 in Salisbury. So there's those mostly sunny skies through the afternoon, southwest winds. After about 10 o'clock, we see showers roll in, maybe even a brief moderate downpour there pushing through Ocean City. But it's a quick hitting system. Between about 10 and say 3 a.m. expect those showers. By daybreak Wednesday, the showers are off the coast. Skies are clear, but it is going to be quite cooler. We're going to be seeing seasonable temperatures. There's those winds gusting 31 Fenwick Island, 25 to Georgetown, 26 in Seaford ahead of the front. Behind the front, we'll see more of a west wind kick in on Wednesday, and then northwest winds kick in Thursday with a secondary front that'll be pushing through Thursday through Friday. That front will be dry, and we are going to stay dry and cool. Average high 68, and you see those temperatures in the low 60s for highs as high pressure builds in Friday through the weekend. So that is good timing. We're looking pretty good for the weekend. We'll see a few clouds increase late Saturday through Sunday. Watching a system to our south early next week. For right now, we're keeping the forecast dry, but I do expect some rain to roll in at some point next week. Tuesday, Wednesday timeframe, you see from the Climate Prediction Center, 6 to 10 day precip outlook, slightly wetter than normal conditions as we round out the month of October. 73 today, we're at 51 overnight with those scattered showers early, clearing out 67 by the afternoon. Still breezy. 63 down to Thursday, and then we're going to see temperatures struggle to get to the low 60s as we go into Friday and Saturday. And we are looking at a rather dry weekend with temperatures in the 60s. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Happening today, the Center for the Inland Bays is inviting the community to its next Coastal Resilience Open House. Guests will learn about measures being taken to help protect the Delmarva coast, such as oyster beds and concrete structures used to prevent erosion, as well as things they can do in their own backyard. Organizers say that after heavy storms like we experienced recently, education on the coast preservation is important.
So it's very important for the environment. Sea level rise is a real thing, and if more of the community knows about it and know how to protect against the sea level rise, the erosion that's happening, it will just greatly improve the community.
And that meeting is taking place 3 to 6 p.m. at the Georgetown Public Library.
It is 5:53, and we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Oh, look at this guy here. Today's coastal pet is a very tired dog. On your screen, that's Sky. As you can see, Elisa, he's exhausted from being the favorite family member.
That's a really tough job. Yeah.
I know.
I was going to say,
live that life.
Yes, you could empathize, yeah.
All that constant love and admiration, I know, it can be overwhelming. Sky was submitted to us from Milton.
And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Yeah, scan that QR code top center. That way you can get your friends to Coast TV News, and you can watch weekdays 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
A spokesperson for former President Joe Biden says he has completed a course of radiation therapy to treat an aggressive form of prostate cancer. The 82-year-old has undergone several weeks of treatment at Penn Medicine Radiation Oncology in Philadelphia. Biden marked the moment by ringing a bell, a tradition that many cancer patients often do to signify the completion of treatment. Biden marked the moment by ringing a bell, as we have mentioned.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a cold start out there. I mean, we're seeing temperatures in the 30s and 40s, but good news is we're going to be up into the low 70s this afternoon.
That's good news.
Plenty of sunshine. A cold front comes through tonight, and that will bring a chance of some scattered showers, primarily after about 10 o'clock tonight through about 3 a.m. It's out of here by Wednesday, 67, and we settle into a really nice stretch of weather, lower 60s through the end of the week, and we're looking very nice into the weekend. We'll have some clouds increase late Saturday through Sunday with our next chance of rain rolling in through the middle part of next week.
And these temperatures are why we talk about the Bill Belichick sweatshirt.
I know.
I think it's perfect.
I've never been a fan of the look, but I do see the appeal now.
Yeah, when you're as confused as we are with the weather temperature.
All right, well, coming up at 6, from horse farm to potential development, what's next for this property on Route 24 as the Sussex County Council could take a key vote on its future later today.